Imagine you are descending into a world of absolute crushing darkness, where the weight of the water above you is equivalent to having an elephant standing on every square inch of your body. You are 12 kilometers below the surface of the Pacific Ocean, in a place where the sun's rays haven't reached since the dawn of time. This is the Hadal Zone, the deepest and most mysterious part of our planet, and scientists have just done the unthinkable. They have pulled a living, moving creature from this abyss. A creature that defies every law of biology we thought we understood. It has no eyes, its skin is as transparent as a ghost, and it survives in a world where the pressure is over 1,000 times greater than what we feel at sea level. This discovery isn't just a new entry in a biology textbook. It's a total reimagining of what life is capable of. Today, we are going to dive into the secrets of this deep-sea anomaly, explore the cutting-edge technology that allowed us to bring it to the surface, and discuss why this eyeless wanderer might be the most important biological find of the 21st century. The Pacific Ocean is home to the Mariana Trench, but recent expeditions have pushed even further into the subduction zones where the Earth's crust is literally being swallowed by the mantle. At 12 vertical kilometers down, you aren't just in deep water. You are in a geological scar that shouldn't support anything more complex than basic bacteria. But as the remote-operated vehicle, or ROV, equipped with titanium-reinforced cameras and specialized pressure seal samplers, scanned the silt of the trench floor, something flickered in the high-intensity LED beams. It wasn't a rock, and it wasn't a piece of debris. It was a rhythmic, pulsing, translucent shape. When the mechanical arm gently retrieved the specimen and stored it in a pressurized chamber, the team on the research vessel above knew they were looking at something that should not exist. When the creature was finally brought into the lab under extreme refrigeration and artificial pressure, the scientists were silent. It looked like a cross between a jellyfish and a deep-sea snailfish, but with a horrifyingly beautiful twist. It lacked even the vestigial traces of eye sockets. While many deep-sea fish have small or non-functional eyes, this creature had completely evolved away from the concept of vision millions of years ago. Its head was a smooth, uninterrupted surface of sensitive sensory pits. Instead of seeing light, it sees vibrations and chemical signatures. It perceives its world as a map of pressure waves and scent trails. In the absolute darkness of 12 kilometers down, eyes aren't just useless. They are a biological tax that the creature refused to pay. Every bit of energy that would go into building an eye was instead redirected into its incredible sense of touch and its ability to detect the heartbeat of a prey item from hundreds of meters away. One of the most mind-blowing aspects of this find is the creature's anatomy. At 12 kilometers, calcium becomes soluble in water. This means that most bones would literally dissolve if they were made like ours. This eyeless creature has solved this problem by having a skeleton made of a specialized, flexible cartilage collagen hybrid that is saturated with unique proteins that prevent it from being crushed or dissolved. Its skin is not really skin as we know it. It's a liquid permeable membrane that allows the internal pressure of the creature to perfectly match the external pressure of the ocean. It doesn't fight the weight of the Pacific. It becomes a part of it. If you were touched by this creature, it would likely feel like a thick, cold gel rather than a solid animal. It's an ethereal, translucent masterpiece of extreme engineering. The discovery has also raised massive questions about the deep-sea food web. What does a creature eat at the very bottom of the world? There are no plants, no sunlight, and very little marine snow. The debris that falls from the surface. Scientists believe this creature is a pressure specialist predator. It likely feeds on tiny amphipods and microorganisms that congregate around hydrothermal seeps, cracks in the seafloor where chemical-rich water boils up from the Earth's interior. But even more fascinating is the idea that it might be able to go months, or even years, between meals. Its metabolism is tuned to a frequency so low that it barely registers as life. It moves through the abyss like a slow-motion ghost, conserving every joule of energy until the perfect moment to strike. The technology used to capture this specimen is as impressive as the animal itself. Conventional submersibles would be flattened like soda cans long before they reached 12 kilometers. The team used a decentralized swarm of Hadal drones, made of syntactic foam and ceramic housings. These drones worked together to illuminate the seabed and track movement. When the eyeless creature was spotted, the drones coordinated to create a wall of light, allowing the main capture unit to move in without the creature even realizing it was being targeted. The capture chamber is a masterpiece of material science, designed to maintain the exact temperature and chemical composition of the trench water during the 4-hour ascent to the surface. Without this artificial abyss, The creature would have literally turned to mush as the pressure decreased. As the biological world reacts to this news, many are looking at the implications for astrobiology. If life can thrive at the bottom of the Pacific without light, with zero oxygen from the atmosphere, and under crushing pressure, and the moons of our solar system are suddenly much more occupied than we thought. Jupiter's moon Europa and Saturn's moon Enceladus both have subsurface oceans that are believed to be dozens of kilometers deep. The conditions at the bottom of those alien oceans would be almost identical to where this eyeless creature was found. This specimen is living proof that a planetary body doesn't need a hospitable surface to host complex animal life. The habitable zone of a star might be less important than the geothermic zone of a planet's core. The eyeless creature has its own mysteries to reveal closer to home. When scientists began analyzing its genetic structure, they discovered that it contains a sequence of immortality genes. Because it lives in such a stable, unchanging environment, the creature has developed a way to repair its cellular damage at a rate that is nearly perfect. It doesn't seem to age in the way surface animals do. There is no UV damage, no seasonal stress, and very few predators. Some researchers speculate that these creatures could live for centuries, slowly hovering through the darkness, witnessing the passage of human history from the safety of the trench. We are looking at a creature that might have been born when the Industrial Revolution began and is only now meeting its first human. The lack of eyes also suggests a highly developed form of electroreception, just like a shark, but far more sensitive. This creature can likely detect the bioelectric field of any living thing in its vicinity. In a world where you can't see the predator coming, being able to feel their nervous system is the ultimate defense. The creature's entire body is essentially one giant ear and one giant nose. It is a sensory organ with fins. This level of specialization shows that the Hadal Zone is not a desert, but a highly competitive arena where only the most tuned-in survive. The team on the research vessel has named the creature the Hadal Spectre. The name fits its translucent, drifting appearance. As they continue to monitor it in the high-pressure tanks, they are noticing behaviors that suggest a level of intelligence. It doesn't just swim aimlessly. It investigates its surroundings with deliberate, pulsing movements. It seems to react to the magnetic fields generated by the lab equipment. This opens up the possibility that these deep-sea residents use the Earth's magnetic field to navigate the vast, featureless plains of the trench floor. Without landmarks or light, the magnetic north might be their only compass in the dark. The capture of the Spectre has also led to a renewed interest in the deep biosphere. The idea that there is as much life below the seafloor as there is above it. The trench where the creature was found is a gateway to the Earth's interior. As the tectonic plates grind together, they pull organic carbon and water deep into the mantle. This creates a subduction zone ecosystem that we are only just beginning to map. The eyeless creature is likely the apex predator of this hidden world, the tiger of the trenches. Finding it is like finding a new species of big cat in a forest we didn't know existed. We must also consider the environmental message this discovery carries. Even at 12 kilometers down, in a place so remote it feels extraterrestrial, scientists have found traces of microplastics in the water samples. The eyeless creature, despite its isolation, is still affected by the actions of humans miles above. This is a sobering reminder that our planet is a single, interconnected system. If we pollute the surface, the toxins eventually find their way into the deepest scars of the Earth. We are discovering these wonders just as we are beginning to realize how fragile their sanctuary truly is. The scientific community is now calling for a permanent Hadal observatory. Instead of just sending down drones for a few weeks, the plan is to drop a series of hardened sensor stations that can record life at these depths for years. We want to hear the sounds of the trench, track the migrations of the Spectre's kin, and understand the pulse of the deep Earth. The eyeless creature has shown us that there is a story being told in the dark, and we have only heard the first sentence. One of the most fascinating reports coming from the lab involves the creature's bioluminescence. While it has no eyes to see light, the Spectre itself produces a faint, rhythmic blue glow from its internal organs. Why would an eyeless animal produce light? Some theories suggest it's a form of bacterial farming. The light might attract the specific types of glowing bacteria that the creature needs for its digestion or to maintain its skin chemistry. Others think it might be a defense mechanism. A sudden flash of light could blind the electroreceptors of a predator, even if that predator doesn't have traditional eyes. It's a game of sensory warfare that we are only beginning to decode. The Spectre's blood is another marvel. It doesn't use hemoglobin in the same way we do. Instead, it has a high concentration of copper-based proteins that are much more efficient at carrying oxygen at low temperatures and high pressures. This gives its internal organs a slight bluish-green tint under the lab lights. This adaptation is similar to what we see in octopuses, but pushed to an extreme level. Every part of this creature's chemistry has been rewritten by the ocean. It is an alien life form that was born and bred in the pressure cooker of the Pacific. As we look at the footage of the Spectre, drifting in its tank, it's impossible not to feel a sense of profound humility. We spend billions of dollars looking for life on other planets, sending rovers to Mars and telescopes into deep space. Yet we have been sharing our own planet with this spectacular, eyeless traveler for millions of years. It was there while the dinosaurs roared. It was there while the pyramids were built. And it was there while we took our first steps on the moon. It is the ultimate survivor. A testament to the fact that life is not a fragile accident, but a relentless force that will colonize any corner of the universe it can reach. The research team is now preparing to return the Spectre to its home. After weeks of study, they have gathered enough data to fill libraries, but the ethical consensus is that a creature of this importance belongs in the abyss. They will use the same pressurized drones to carry it back down to the 12-kilometer mark and release it. This catch and release at the Hadal level has never been attempted before, but it's a crucial step in ensuring that we don't destroy the very things we are trying to understand. The Spectre will return to the dark, carrying with it the small tracker that will allow us to follow its journey for the next few years. The discovery of the eyeless Spectre is a bridge between worlds. It connects the surface with the deep, the known with the unknown, and biology with the extreme physics of the deep Earth. It challenges us to rethink our place in the world, and to realize that we are just one of many civilizations on this planet, not all of which need the sun to thrive. There is a civilization of the dark happening right now beneath the Pacific, a complex web of life that has its own history, its own struggles, and its own triumphs. As the Spectre disappears back into the cold, crushing depths, it leaves us with more questions than answers. What else is down there? Are there even larger predators? Are there social structures among these eyeless residents? The Pacific has given up one of its greatest secrets, but we know it's just a teaser for what's to come. We are standing at the threshold of a new era of exploration, one where we look downward with the same awe and curiosity that we look upward at the stars. The Hadal Spectre is a reminder that the Earth is still a place of magic and mystery. Even in 2026, with all our satellites and high-speed internet, we can still be surprised by an animal that doesn't have eyes but can see perfectly into the heart of the world. It's a call to action for the next generation of scientists and explorers. There are still monsters to be found, wonders to be mapped, and stories to be told in the places where the light never shines. As we conclude this exploration of the deep Pacific find, let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer scale of the unknown. We have mapped the surface of the Moon and Mars more accurately than we have mapped our own ocean floor. The eyeless creature is a pioneer, a representative of the 95% of our ocean that remains a blank space on the map. Every time we send a probe into the trench, we are filling in that map, one translucent fin flap at a time. The Spectre is gone back to its home, but its impact on our world will be felt for generations. Thank you for being part of this journey into the abyss. The discovery of the 12-kilometer deep eyeless creature is a spark that will ignite 1,000 new questions and 100 new expeditions. Keep your curiosity alive, because the world is much deeper and much stranger than it looks from the shore. The Pacific has many more secrets, and we are going to be there when the next one is pulled from the dark. Until then, keep looking deep, keep questioning the impossible, and never forget that life always finds a way, even in the crushing silence of the world's deepest scar. We will be following the Spectre's tracker and reporting back on any and all data that comes from the abyss. This is more than just science. It's a connection to the very soul of our planet. As the drones reach the bottom of the trench once more, and the Spectre swims off into the velvet black, we are reminded that we are never truly alone on this blue marble. There is always something watching, or in this case, feeling our presence from the deep. The story of the Hadal Zone is just beginning, and we are incredibly lucky to be the ones who get to hear it. The abyss is no longer just a hole in the ground. It's a thriving, pulsing, and brilliant world that is finally stepping into the light.